Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super discussion video, and in this video we're talking about Mark's pitch of a Slice of Life episode. I'm sorry, dude.
You make me sound like a dick.
I'm kidding, dude. Welcome everybody to Mark's channel and Mark's video series of Dragon Ball Super's Slice of Life episodes, where he's been taking YouTubers and asking them for their ideal Slice of Life episode. And obviously with it being his channel, it makes more sense to get him to do at least one episode, so he, for some reason, unwittingly brought me on and expected me to take it seriously for the first 2 minutes. So, but anyway, man, you know, it's nice to be on the other side of this.
Yeah, I hope you, like, we've done some videos on your channel, but not as much recently, so, I mean, hopefully sometime soon, right?
Yeah, too right, man. I mean, I think we might have some stuff in the pipeline right now. I mean, what are we talking about? But yeah, man, like, no, so, I mean, I really enjoyed the episode where I got to do my Slice of Life thing with you, and whether that's been up on your channel or not by now is something I suppose we'll find out later in post-production, but for the sake of talking about it, man, I'm really interested to hear what yours is going to be.
Yeah, so just to anyone who's actually curious, like, this has basically been like a mini series on my channel, and one thing I really want to do actually going forward with something like this is basically kind of bring in other Dragon Ball YouTubers to kind of pitch their Slice of Life episodes, and somewhere during that I'll throw up just another one of an idea of mine. With every kind of season, I guess, I would do like 3 or 4, and it'll be like a whole week thing. Like, it'll just be like one every other day that I post. And yeah, just kind of like I'll end the series with mine. So if you are seeing this, probably Kanji's has already been up, and if you haven't seen it yet, I'll link all of them in the description below, because y'all would really like to hear some of the cool ideas that I've heard actually other people pitch, plus some of the ideas that other people have been sitting there, they're saying that they want to pitch to me to some degree or another. So that's something that I'm really excited about going forward. And just so you know, there's more of these. Anyway, I know it's been somewhat of a long introduction, but yeah, so when it comes
sorry.
So when it comes to my idea of exactly what, you know, I would really like to see in a Slice of Life episode, even though I have multiple, I'm going to start this one off somewhat strong, although I don't have like a whole lot of ideas for it in terms of like what would be going on in the episode. But if y'all remember, if y'all know much about like Dragon Ball, if you know your Dragon Ball history, then you know that before Toriyama actually came on to write Battle of Gods, it was actually being written to, it'll be kind of a really different movie. Beerus was different, and the entire setting was different. And how was it really different? Well, instead of actually being set during Bulma's birthday party, it was set during Krillin and 18's wedding.
Damn! Beerus was a dog, you know, Boo was actually a bucket of piss. There were so many things that were different.
So many things are different. But, you know, and you know, just complete honesty, like, in seriousness, that's something, like, after I learned that, just as a fan, I was actually really disappointed. Now, I'm not really saying that Bulma's birthday party was kind of anticlimactic, but in comparison to what we could have gotten in that kind of situation, where basically 2 of my favorite characters, you know, Krillin being there the whole time, and then just 18 becoming a really, although very minuscule, very enduring second-hand character, or even third-hand character, if you want to kind of categorize her as that at this point. Like, it would have just been really nice to see them kind of tie the knot, whether they have or not, at this point. And I just thought, like, you know, if we're going to do a Slice of Life episode and kind of take inspiration from what we would have gotten previously or beforehand, and since, you know, genuine Slice of Life has nothing to do with one thing or another, that would be something I'd really like to see. And in terms of like stuff we could see, like, especially if they haven't gotten married at this point, and they haven't gotten married at this point. I don't necessarily know how Japanese weddings work, but, you know, just seeing someone like Marin either being the ring bearer or someone, or the flower girl or something, Beerus and Whis eating all the food. It could be held at Capsule Corp. It could be held at Kame House. Like, that would actually be really cool. Like, a very small, intimate setting for the entire story. And then we see, like, Pan flying around having all her shenanigans. The Pilaf gang, like, kind of sneaking in, trying to get food the same way that they would have in the movie or anything else. So, yeah, Kenji, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I had never even thought about the setting being at Kame House, but that would have been a perfect way of kind of, you know, marrying 2 characters. Just, it's such a sentimental location to the entire series, to have a sentimental occasion take part on one of these scenario, like landscape backdrops, whatever you want to refer to it as, would be very impactful, I think. And I totally agree with you, man. I think that would be really good. I was already saying to you, I mean, if they didn't want to do it in, like, real time, so if they were doing it in sort of like, Super's continuous, like if it was an episode nearby, and they were sticking to the right timeline or something, they could do something where Krillin was looking back through a photo album and wishing, that either a couple of more people had been there, like Goku, or maybe they'd, renewed their vows or something. There are so many different ways they could do this, but it would be such a good episode to kind of go on with. I think I could really get a kick out of watching that.
Oh yeah, I mean, in terms of like what we've seen, I feel like we've only seen one wedding, and it's very, very minuscule, like in the very end of Dragon Ball, where we got to see basically the bits and pieces of Goku and Chi-Chi's wedding, and I feel like that's something we need to kind of see something like that again. So like also in terms of like maybe even a book ending for Dragon Ball Super at this point or something, just kind of like to make it kind of around like a symmetrical type of story with Dragon Ball or something, that they both end with wedding type of, but I'm not necessarily sure. I mean, we know that Vegeta and Bulma are at least husband and wife at this point, whether that's common law marriage, they've just been living together for so long, or something like
Vegeta getting in a tux and everything.
Vegeta getting in a tux and everything. But we know we've seen like two different photos, one in the end of Z and one in Dragon Ball Super, that indicate that Videl and Gohan had two different weddings. But that's a video for another day. Which Videl and Gohan wedding was better?
Which one was real? I really like an episode, actually, to think about a similar thing, where we went back and did this with Vegeta's wedding, actually, because imagine if there was a whole scene where he had to pick a best man, because he had to actually have, like, a witness or something like that. And he was like, "Watch, somebody has to watch me do this."
Who would he pick? I think, like, he would definitely pick, especially if it was, like, they wouldn't have gotten married. It must have been Trunks, if anyone. Like, I can't imagine him allowing anyone else to be his best man. But even just more on the point, like, I feel like, it's true. Like, you could do this a whole different bunch of ways. Like, you could have Krillin going back, or even just 18 and Krillin in general looking back and, like, wishing, or even showing Goku the pictures, because obviously he missed it, and just having a reason to flash back to one way or the other. Or, they renew their vows, or they're just getting married in general. You could have like Goku be Krillin's best man, because obviously Pan getting into all sorts of wacky adventures with the Pilaf gang, trying to steal food, Goten and Trunks being the ushers. Like, I don't even know, like, what you would really, like, there's just so many possibilities. And, like, in terms of, like I was saying before, one thing I would really like to see is it be at Kame House, just because it is such a small, intimate setting, and, like, when you force so many characters to be around in, like, one general area, then it would kind of, force everything to be really intimate, and see everyone getting like their shine in a very small amount of time. You see Yamcha make a little stupid joke, and you see everyone else, like Chi-Chi, make a fuss about something, or, trying to help 18 put on her dress or get the perfect makeup or something. Or maybe that would probably be Bulma, not necessarily Chi-Chi, but Chi-Chi trying to make sure everyone's on time and everything's perfect or something. There's so many ideas that y'all can, like, you could think about with this particular concept, and that's just something I would really like to see.
Yeah, no, and also we've already seen so many parties and celebrations at Capsule Corporation. It would just be a nice change of pace just to have it at Kame House. Sorry, going back off topic again slightly, I just thought of something that I really liked about the idea of the Vegeta-Bulma wedding, was just possibly with future Trunks having to be Vegeta's best man. Like, that would, because, like, obviously Trunks never got to see his parents' wedding in the future, so that would be quite, like, that'd be kind of something for him to come back and witness that. But sorry, that was just something that came to me.
No, like that's true. Like, if you're gonna bring back Trunks, you're gonna give him something to look forward to at this point.
Hey, we might be able to fix your future, but your mom's still gonna be dead.
It's okay. You could be my best man.
No way.
I hope that's fine with you. But yeah, like, guys, like, obviously,
just
like,
as long as you bring a date, sorry.
So, like, yeah, guys, if we've been talking about this, obviously there's not a whole lot to go on, but to me it's one of these ideas that we could have gotten if Battle of Gods wasn't rewritten for probably for the better. Like, I really like the movie Battle of Gods and also the arc itself in Dragon Ball Super. So this is something that we would have gotten if Toriyama hadn't actually stepped in and done it. And I feel like it's something that would have been actually better, or at least something that we should get to see, just because it allows us to focus on other characters who are basically not given their credit at this point. But it would be a really nice cap off for their characters, and maybe even the series in general. So please make sure to go tell us what you think about this comment, like this entire concept, not only the Slice of Life episode series, but this particular concept for a Slice of Life episode in the comment section below. And, guys, share your ideas. Go, and you know what? I'm going to pitch it if you got into this far. Please go on my Amino app. It's Real Theories on Amino, and tell me your Slice of Life episode. Just pitch it to me. If they're on there, make a video, post it on there. At least get your idea out there for me to see, and I want to see whoever really impresses me. I might even have on to pitch it on this at some point. So please make sure to go do that.
Damn,
anyway,
that prize. That's a good prize.
So yeah, guys, just make sure to do that. Anyway, Kanji, thank you so much for actually helping me get through this video. I probably wouldn't have been able to do this myself.
I don't know, man. I think you might have had a pretty good idea of what you were going to do. I think I might have actually just sat here and just kind of gone, ha! At a couple of things. But no, thank you for bringing me on, dude. I enjoy being a part of this series. It's a really good concept for a series, man. I really like this. Yeah,
I'm really having fun with it. Anyway, guys, please make sure to go check out Kanji. Subscribe to me and him if you haven't already. His link will be in the description section below. You can just go and make sure to check out my channel through this video and everything. So anyway, guys, we will talk to you all in the next video, and I hope y'all like this series, because there's definitely going to be more of them in the future. Anyway, bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.